Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and it's a nice day and I've had a chance to sort of start moving some plants around, so I thought I'd do a citrus video and just have a quick overview of my citrus and see which ones are looking alright, which ones are looking terrible, which ones need work doing to them, and just a quick look at what I've actually got rather than doing loads of single videos. Spread them out. What I've done is put them into kind of groups and categories, sort of, so just means I can cover them a little bit easier. So we'll start here with my Australian finger lime. This variety is, well, I say variety, this is just called Caviar Rose. Whether or not that's a variety or just means pink caviar, I don't know, but I think you can probably see it's got plenty of flowers lower down the stems. Interestingly, the flowers are all on the lower parts of the plant, nothing up towards the tips for whatever reason. It's putting out some new foliage after it had lost quite a lot of leaves when I bought it out, so I'm pleased with how that's looking. Next to it I've got my Ponceros trifoliata, which is growing nicely now. Put on probably about, some of these stems, it's put on about at least 6 inches of new growth here, so I'm very pleased. It has produced no flower buds whatsoever, but it's looking very healthy, the best it's looked since I've had it, so I'm pleased about the progress it's making. But as I said, shame it didn't produce flowers this year, and these do flower in the spring when the leaves first break out, so this won't produce flowers later in the season. And before I do the other potted plants, I might as well just have a quick look at the only one I've got in ground, which is what I believe to be a Myers lemon. The leaves smell lemony, so I'm pretty sure that this is still a Myers lemon, putting out loads of new growth. No flower buds as yet. If it does produce flower buds, then we'll know for sure whether it's a lemon. It's highly unlikely the rootstock would flower for years. I'm going to let this keep growing nice and strong, and I might even at some stage in the future try grafting something else onto it. So back to the pot growing ones. Next one along is a Yuzu. No flowers on it again this year. I only got it last year and I was hoping it was going to flower this spring, but it hasn't. But it is, on the other hand, it's like remains of a caterpillar there. It's putting out loads of new strong growth on the tips. I'll probably pinch these out soon to encourage branching, because then I'm now more likely to get flower buds next year, but nevertheless it's doing well. Next one is the Kumquat group. Now I've got my Miwa here that completely defoliated for whatever reason over winter. Doesn't seem, well, almost completely, apart from a few leaves. Scallions had to get rid of there. Don't know why, but it does seem to be starting to put out new shoots. I was gonna, some new buds coming out here and there. I was going to repot it and change the compost, because this is still in the citrus centres compost, but I'm not sure that I'm very keen on what the compost is, but it seems to be doing not too bad. This Kumquat is the one that I kept in my summer house. This is a normal Nagami type, I believe, and this is the one that, interestingly, I tried to put my Awari Satsuma grafts on that I got from Peter. So if you're watching this, Peter, this is one of them, still green, no signs of growth yet, but this second one has actually got a shoot that's come out at the ends there, just here, so I believe this graft has taken, and it's quite useful, because actually the rest of the plant isn't really shooting out any new growth yet, so that means it's putting energy into that, and that's not a bad thing. The one behind it is the Nagami Kumquat that I left out all winter. This didn't go inside at all, and it is starting to put out new growth now. Obviously the leaves are very sort of pasty olivey colour, probably because being outside all winter. It's also in an incredibly heavy soil that I really think I'll have to get round to changing. We'll see what happens. Next group of citrus are my Clementine mandarin group here. First one we're looking at here is a mandarin Oro Grande. A bit yellowy looking, so I need to try and get that fed up more and try and get this back to a nice green colour. This one in front is a mandarin Clementine, and it is absolutely covered in flower buds on every stem. Seems to be doing very nicely. Has got quite a few embryo fruits on it as well that so far look quite good, but every stem is covered in flowers, so that's going to look an incredible sight within the next couple of weeks. Next to that I have my unknown variety of Satsuma, starting to put flowers out now. It was just listed as Unshu Mikan cold hardy when it came from the Italian supplier. No idea why they didn't have a name variety on it. This is Oscar Tinturi. They're normally pretty good at labelling their plants. For whatever reason that wasn't, probably lost the labels off it. This is my Clementine. This one is the Tardivo that I featured recently. It's starting to put out a few flower buds and some new growth now. It's also got a few small couple of small clementines on it, which may, if I keep it well fed and watered, carry on developing. So those are the clementines and mandarins. I've got here, separate to the other plants, that'd be easy to film it. It's been very sickly since I've had it. This is a variegated Eureka lemon. It's invariably lost all its leaves, both in winter and summer, but what I've done is I've kept it in the summer house, and I'll probably continue to keep it in the summer house, and it's actually putting out loads of new shoots. I'm hoping the roots are finally recovering on it. And behind it I've got the Pomelo and grapefruit collection. Had a lot of trouble with these, been very poor. This is, I think I might have to try and repot this again and put it into a different compost. It's in a 5-1-1 mix, but I think I need to go slightly heavier. And this is actually this one is actually a Chandler Pomelo. Has got some new growth on it coming out, so although it's suffered a lot of dieback before, it's now putting out some new shoots. The one in front of it is not a named Pomelo, but it is meant to be a Pomelo. Came from Flora Toscana, who are a bit hit and miss over their labelling. It's quite a decent sized plant, and it is putting out a little bit of new growth and the odd large flower, which do look like Pomelo flowers. Behind it is a grapefruit variety Star Ruby. It's one I've had the longest. It's died back at least twice on me with root issues, and you can see it still looks pretty dire, but it's not dead yet. It's still clinging on to life, and it's putting out some new growth, so I'm hoping the roots are okay on it. In front of that one is, I think this is an unknown grapefruit. This one, let's see what the label says. It just says grapefruit on it. I can't remember which company it came from, and I think it's a grapefruit, but it doesn't actually state any variety of it. I'm just sure it's a grapefruit, and I can't remember why that should be. This is the one that got sunburn that I featured last week, but it's covered in new growth, so that's recovering well. The other grapefruit here is a Rio Red. Got a lot of new soft growth on it, and that's looking pretty good, so I'm happy with that one. Yeah, it's looking okay. It doesn't need repotting. Moving on to the limes and the lemons. Got a one here at the front which is meant to be, this is meant to be a key lime. That's what it was sold as, but there's no labelling as such on the plant, so I'm in some doubt as to whether it is a key lime. The one behind, of course, is my kaffir lime, or macroot. So that one is, and that's Citrus Hystrix. This one's doing very nicely. Still got some fruits on it. They won't get any bigger than that, but it's got plenty of flower buds coming out. So we're going to have more fruits on that this year. Behind it on the ground is a Tahiti lime, also known as bear lime. That's the one I've had for years and years and years. Again, died back on me a couple of times with root rot, but now it's seems to be recovering on me. Behind it is another bear's lime or Tahiti lime. That one came from New Garden. It's got some flower buds on it and new growth, so I'm happy with how that's looking. Now I've got several unknown lemons here. We've got this one here, which is the large one I got last summer. It's nearly 6 feet tall. Lost a load of leaves when it came out the greenhouse, but again it's growing back again. It has got some lemons on it. Down underneath it is another unknown lemon. That would have been one that came from somewhere like B&Q's. It's got flower buds on it and plenty of new growth. Same goes for this lemon here, but this one I do know this is a Eureka lemon. This one came from New Garden. Looking a little bit yellow, but it has got some lemons on it, or some embryo lemons. That's looking okay. Looking through the others here, I've got a red lime here, or meant to be a red lime. Don't know exactly what it is, but it does produce these little sort of orangey red fruits. I've got a Myers lemon rooted cutting here that I've had for years that never ever does anything hardly. It grows and it dies back, then it grows. Got a very, very sad lemon here that I've had for years, another one that never grows. This is an Amalfi lemon. Has got, amazingly, it's trying to put out flower buds and a couple of new shoots on it trying to appear, but I think this is another one that could do with a repot in a different compost. Carrying on here, another unknown lemon, putting out new buds and leaves. It's very hard to identify them, and this one's the one that's got these very long pointed lemons, but I don't know what they are. And then behind it I've got another, is this a lime or a lemon? I can't remember. There's another Eureka lemon here. So this one's looking very healthy. It's had flowers on it which I think have set, so that one's looking nice as well. So that's my lemon and lime group. Next we move on to some of my oranges. Got a Washington navel at the back here that's just been flowering, and that seems to have set fruit. The one just in front of it is a Cara Cara. That's a small one, but it's also got flowers on it and embryo fruits. The next one I've got here, let me have a look at the label. This one's a Lane's Late. Had a handful of flowers on it, and it's putting new growth out, which is good. The lemon next to it, orange next to it, another navel orange. This one's New Hall. It's the only specimen I've got of New Hall, but it's nice and healthy, so we should be okay with that. Carrying on behind it, I've got another, I think this is that's a Washington navel. That's the one I featured in a separate video recently. It's covered in flowers, looking pretty good. This orange here, this one here, is another Cara Cara. They seem to struggle a little bit to stay healthy here. The orange behind it is, if I can reach down and read the label, that's another Lane's Late there. That one's covered in flowers, plenty of embryo fruits on it. And next to it I've got, I think another Lane, there's another Lane's Late there. It's also got plenty of flowers on it. So these Lane's Late are very precocious. This sad looking specimen here is my, I think this one's my double, this is my Meyer Lemon and Double Blood Orange. Sometimes these hybrids seem to struggle to stay alive here. It's another Oscar Tunturi one, and it's really been pretty feeble since I've had it. The one here, this is a Sanford Curafura, which produces these strange ribbed textured oranges, which in my opinion not very edible. And I think it's another one, it's putting out new growth, but I think it's another one that might benefit from a repot, so I'm going to have to look at that. Certainly if not a repot, then a lot of feeding. And finally, my final orange, And that concludes all my citrus. Is my Sanguinelli or Sanguinello blood orange. These are still developing at the moment. Haven't really got that red tinge on them, but they have got that typical oval shape that Sanguinellis have, and they're about the right size for a blood orange as well. This one's definitely a Sanguinelli. That's about the size they get to, about sort of 2.5 to 3 inches. This one's probably starting to colour up. I bet if I cut that open, that'd be red inside. Oh, well, very quickly I'll pop round the back because my just that was a Lane's Lake, this one. Let's look at the label again. Yeah, this Lane's Lake, look, has actually got a decent sized navel orange on it, which is still increasing in size. Let's let you see that, it's increasing in size. It's starting to colour up a little bit as well, so it won't be long before that's edible. So that's basically that's my citrus collection. I think I've mentioned them all. Oh, wait a minute, I just left a little one down here out. This is, I think, a lemon quat. Yeah, that's a lemon quat. That was why I put it with the kumquats. So that's my citrus collection. I think that's all. There might be one or two virtually dead bits that I've left in the summer house I haven't got out. Most of these are going to stay out now, but I might be keeping a handful in the summer house of the sickly ones, because it's going to be a bit warmer in there, and also obviously if I repot them they'll probably need nursing in there for a while anyway. So plenty of blossom on them. Certainly some of the plants have got embryo fruits on, or even quite largish fruits. Certainly some of the lemons are trying to produce fruits for me. But I thought there'd be a few people that might like a quick overview of my citrus, as I've actually got them out and can film them and get them all out the way in one go. And obviously a lot of these do need a lot of feeding to get them going. And if there's anything interesting like my grafting attempts, Peter, I'll obviously feature those if they appear to keep taking in other videos in the next month or so. So thanks for watching the video, everybody. If you've stuck with me, I should say, please give me a thumbs up, share the video if you think anybody would be interested, do subscribe to my channel, or remember to click on that bell if you'd like to know when new videos come out. I will see you all in the next video. Brett out for now.